Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, I'm in the F-5 today. Ah, crap, my batteries went dead in one of my controllers. Wonderful. There we go. So I'm in the F-5 today. And I wanted to jump into the F-5 because I was talking about it last night. And it just reminded me of how much fun it can actually be. I know I did a video a few weeks back where I asked, hey, what's the F-5 good for? Well, there's a guy named Sinjin Smythe who makes some really awesome videos. Very funny stuff. The guy's got talent, and like his videos are just so well produced. He's got editing skills, he's got, voiceover skills. It's good stuff, and I'll put a link to the videos at the bottom of this one. But I couldn't recommend enough how awesome, his videos are and how cool they are to watch. And I look forward to every one. He did some really neat stuff with the Midway Museum that I did. Only he did it way better. He's got the whole historical thing down. He's got a couple videos on the Beechcraft Museum as well. 2 parts, actually. Very neat stuff. But in my video, I ask, what is the F-5 good for? Because when you take it up against an F-18 or an F-14, it doesn't really hold its own. At least I haven't found that to be the case. Or against MiG-29s, or MiG-31s, or Su-27s. However, it does have the capability to, if you can get in at under 5 miles without being detected, you can get off some sidewinders, It has the capability to do guns up close. It has the capability to drop bombs, dumb bombs, and rockets. And it's very fun to do those things in this. So with the mission editor, I guess if you were to create missions with, equal opposers, it could be a lot of fun. And flying it has never been a question. It's fun to fly. It's an awesome little plane. It has the capabilities to do things that the other guys do in terms of flight capabilities, I think. It's fast, it's sleek, it's maneuverable, everything you would want in a jet fighter. And the whole idea behind the F-5 originally was we created this to sell to our allies. It was a jet fighter that was affordable for the allies. And of course, the F-5 is also the what was it? The MiG-20. Was it a MiG-27 they called it in Top Gun? Basically, they just painted it black, which was kind of funny stuff. But anyway, Sinjin Smythe has a Yak 52, and he was wondering what the next logical step would be. And I said, man, F-18's a lot of fun, But it does make more sense to go to, let me pop this guy, 2.5 miles. I should be able to hit him. It does make sense to go to an F-5. There we go. Got him. Before he got me. Does make sense to go to an F-5 because the avionics in this cockpit, you don't have the detail and the workload of, say, an F-18. Or definitely not the F-14, which is, a lot to do. And it's high fidelity, so you can do the startup procedure if you want. It does have the ability to do very well at close range stuff. It's a lot of fun to drop bombs with. You can do that pretty accurately with dumb bombs. You can shoot rockets with it very accurately as well. So I think that's the next logical step for Sinjin Smythe. And he had a pretty cool video where he unboxed all the hardware that he bought so he can play DCS. He got a 9900K processor, which is the best you can get. A Z390 Asus Prime motherboard, again, best you can get, same motherboard I have. 32 gigs of memory, SSDs, physical drive for storage of other things. Definitely a good setup. I think the only thing that I would have done differently is he ended up getting a 2070 Super instead of a 2080 Super or a 2080 Ti. And that's what I would have done differently, because you've got the fastest processor in the world, basically. And the 2070 Super is about a 1080 Ti equivalent card in terms of performance. What I don't understand in this mission is why the A-10 shows up red to me. Unless he's a Iranian A-10. I didn't know Iran had them. But anyway, that's what I would have done differently. But I think he's going to have a rocking system for the most part. He bought I think it was an HTC Vive headset as well for VR. You got a Thrustmaster Warthog set up with the T-Flight pedals. This dude's going to have fun for sure. And if you see this guy around, give him a hand. I think he's gonna have a lot of fun with DCS. Some of it may be overwhelming, I think, a little bit at first, like it is for anybody, really. This isn't the U.S. Navy fighters or, Ace Combat for sure. This is definitely a lot more in-depth, a lot more involved, and takes a lot of time. The older I get, the worse my memory gets, and I own all these modules, and I jump in and out of them all the time. I have not mastered a single one. And then I jump into one plane and forget how to do this or that, because I was just in the other plane. And I think that's a thing that everybody's going to have in DCS. Oh, and the other thing is, they just announced the Steam date for the F-16 has passed. That was the 25th. That was the original date they put on there for the release date for the F-16 on Steam, because you have to put a release date up. They did, however, say in an update that it's going to be soon. There was no update this week, so everybody has a feeling that maybe the update next week will include the F-16. So if you haven't got the DCS F-16 Fighting Falcon yet, you might want to do it soon, because that sale is going to go away as soon as that thing launches, and you can get 20% off right now. And it's going to be like $80. Personally, I don't think too many modules are worth $80. The F-14, I think, really is. F-18, not as much. I only paid $60 for it, and glad I did. They have a lot of work to do. And a lot of people were bitching and complaining about the we're going to take a couple guys off of the F-18 to finish the F-16, and everybody thinks that the F-18 should have been done by now, blah, 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 blah. But it's early access. You know what? I think people should just shut the fuck up and be happy that their input is actually considered during the early access process, and it helps developers make a better product. I don't think people really understand how good we have it with this early access stuff. Does it take a while to complete? Sure it does. However, back in the day, you got a game, and that was it. There was no changing it. You know what I mean? The patches were few and far between, except for Falcon 4.0. That's a whole other story in itself. However, being in on this early access process, as we find issues or find ways to do things better, the developers can take that information and they can incorporate that into the product. And in the end, overall, making a much better product. So something to consider next time people are bitching. And again, I know that, Sims are a niche market. They're few and far between. We should be thankful for what we do have, because if it wasn't for the early access model and them, creating multiple products the way that they do, I don't think they would be able to finish the last product if they only had to rely on sales of just the F-18. That next module they're going to do helps fuel the last project and then launch the project they're working on. And then the next module will help finish that last project. So there is that. Somebody behind me again, because I did this last time. Okay. Now, this is a red A-10. So I'm going to say it's okay to shoot his ass. I didn't read the whole thing for the mission or anything either, so my bad. Oh, wait. It says A-10, but it also says KC-135. So what is it? Well, red is dead. So let's see how this goes. Slammed. Well, I didn't get a message that it was fratricide. There we go. Mission accomplished. How about that? So anyways, definitely check out Sinjin Smythe. He's got some really smart videos, really fun stuff. So well produced. I wish I had half this guy's talent to make my videos. I really do. I might have to get with this guy and see if we can do something together. That would be pretty neat. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. And until next time.